Hi and welcome to Getting Into Raw Cooking with Zane. Today we're going to make an amazing, delicious green smoothie. We're going to put all of this kale into one smoothie and it's going to taste amazing. Now, this is a big question for you. Who of you would eat this many cups of just plain kale for breakfast? If I gave you a bowl and a fork, how long would it take? How much would you have to chew? It's definitely not worth it, but kale's an amazing green alkaline food. It's one of the highest alkaline foods. It is delicious and easy to get nowadays, and in addition to all of that, kale has more iron than steak per gram. How cool is that? So we're going to pop in these 2 to 3 packed cups of kale. Pretty much fill up that blender jug, popping the kale on the bottom near the blades, and then I'm going to pop in a chopped up and peeled orange, some frozen blueberries, and a banana. So we'll pop it straight in. Now this recipe is not courtesy of me. I can't take credit for it. This one is from Cherie Sawyer from a great book called The Raw Food Revolution. It's an absolutely fantastic book, and Cherie Sawyer owns the Living Light Culinary Arts School in Fort Bragg, just outside of San Francisco in America. Absolutely great place. Now I'm going to pop about half to 1 cup of water in there. That's all I need. There we go, and pop the lid straight on top. This will blend for just a couple of minutes, actually not even a couple of minutes, maybe one, until it's nice and smooth. Pop it on low, turn it to high, making sure the lid is definitely on top firmly, otherwise this one will paint your ceiling green. Now I love my kale smoothies nice and smooth, so I did blend for a little while, but because those blueberries were deliciously frozen, that's kept it cold. My banana was also frozen, so that's kept it cold and creamy, and my kale was from the fridge, so I haven't had to add any ice for that to remain nice and cold while still being runny. This is really good. The blueberries are full of antioxidants. Did you know that the fighter pilots in World War II used to eat blueberries because it's believed to increase their vision? And guess what? It's absolutely true. So there we have it, a nice blue-green smoothie. Tastes amazing, nice and smooth. Matter of fact, I'm going to chop that one up, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
You may have seen this before. Either walked by it in the grocery store or heard about it on the radio or in the news. Kale, a superfood for a good reason. But a lot of us don't know what to do with it. So today what we're going to do is take a deeper look at how to actually handle this vegetable. It grows in a bundle. And you don't, especially for this recipe where we're actually not going to be cooking it, we're not going to want to use the center rib. Okay, so we need to remove the green leafy from the rib. And there's a really simple way to do it. It's quite fun too. You strip it. Once it's been stripped, then you're going to want to cut it. Now this massage kale salad is fantastic as a side or as a topping. It's very simple, so it complements pretty much anything. So for example, if you have a leftover soup, you could even toss it in. So you do a nice chop, nice rough. It doesn't have to be super fine unless you want to. You're going to put it in here. Now I'm working from a recipe that is in the Wyoming Local Foods Guide. If you haven't picked up one of these yet, it's a great resource. You can get it at your extension office, and it comes not only with recipes, but information on where to go to get local foods such as farmers markets or community gardens. So it's a great resource to have, and it's free. Thank you, UW Extension. So my kale is chopped up, and I'll just drizzle it with olive oil. And what I'm going for is about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. This isn't a lot of kale, so you don't want to overpower it. And we are using olive oil, but you can use any oil that you have on hand. So we'll do that, and we'll sprinkle a little bit of salt. And by a little bit, I'm meaning probably for this amount, 1/4 teaspoon. And another thing I'm going to add is a lemon for flavor. So just squeeze a smidge of lemon to brighten up this dish. Then you just dig in and start working it. The squeezing aspect of it is going to make it a lot more palatable. It'll dull some of that bitter flavor that you get and really intensify whatever you add. But what you're going for, a good indicator, is that color. It'll really brighten, and so that's what you're looking for. And that's a basic massage kale salad. Another way to do it, to kind of add a little bit more complexity to it, is, take some toasted nuts, sprinkle it on there. This really adds some depth, especially for those that aren't so accustomed to eating some vegetables. And what else I'm adding here is some dried cranberries. You don't have to go and run out and buy something, but any dried fruit, any toasted nuts, going to give a nice combination. Let's give it a taste. I'm Diane Sines with the University of Wyoming Extension, here to get you excited about vegetables. Happy cooking. We are back in the kitchen trying to get more vegetables on your plate. So, highlighting kale today. Now, kale will be a Wyoming favorite. It grows well here, it's super nutritious, and it's very, very good. So what we're going to do today is make a healthy snack, something that's quick, easy, your teens can do it. I mean, you could probably do it blindfolded. So what you do is you start off with some really simple ingredients and some really simple tools. As long as you have an oven, you're probably set and good to go. So, of course, we need our kale. And today we are going to season them with soy sauce, lemon, and olive oil. And of course, something to put in the oven like a cookie sheet. Now, what you do is you take the kale and you're going to strip the leafy green off of this rib. This rib would not be that palatable to eat baked in the oven, okay, at a low temperature. So you just take it and you glide. That can happen. You glide, or you can glide your finger over it, or you can rip off the green from the rib. Now what you're going to do is make sure those pieces are kind of torn into chunks, something that resembles a chip. And you take your oil, dress it up a smidge. I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. There's no need to put salt if you're using soy sauce. It's got plenty of sodium, plenty of flavor. You don't need to go beyond that. What I will do, because I think it tastes kind of nice, is drizzle a little bit of lemon juice on there. Toss it around a bit. At this point, you could taste it and make sure it's seasoned quite right. That's actually a really smart idea. So once we have that going, we can set our pieces on our cookie sheet, keeping them far enough apart so they're not overlapping. Remember, we're trying to dry out these pieces. Having them stacked doesn't help out that process. Fit in as much as you can. And now, we are going to pop them in the oven. I've set my oven at 300 degrees. This guy tends to run hot, so that's why I have it at 300. You can get away with 350. The reason I like to keep it on the lower end is I don't want them to scorch. Once they scorch, not the best snack. Okay, so they've been popped in the oven. I will let them go for about 5 minutes and then I'll come in and check on them. It's been about 10 minutes. I peeped in on them at 5 and they needed a little time. Let's see how they're doing now. Fantastic. You can see here that they're nice and brittle. That's what you're looking for. These are good. I really wish you could taste them. They are the perfect kale chip. Nice and dry, brittle, crunchy. Just store them up. You can either serve them out on the plate. If they haven't disappeared within the day, I would be shocked. If they're still there, you can put them in a tub and keep them on the shelf for about a week to 2 weeks, making sure they're still crispy and taste nice. But I wouldn't go beyond 2 weeks. My name is Diane Sines. I'm with the University of Wyoming Extension, giving you some tips in the kitchen. Trying to get vegetables on your plate. Getting you enthused about vegetables. Getting vegetables, hoping vegetables show up on your plate. Eat your vegetables. Right? Okay, I'm done.